What's up, boys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we got the motor out of the RX7, and at first we tried working with the car on the frame and it was just slowing us down and making it hard on us. So we got the car back on the lift and we just dropped the subframe and raised the car and left the motor on the ground. Thank you guys for all the love and support. If you are new, be sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned and let's get started with today's episode. Alright boys, so after playing around on the car a little bit, we do need to pull our subframe because it is hitting our firewall up here. So what I'm going to do now is, now that we got it back on our wheel dollies, and swing it on over to our lift. What's up, DTV family? It's the next day, so we're ready to jump right in and start getting this subframe off. This is the problem we were having on the other side. Our motor mount stud is pretty long. Having to clear that on both sides is giving us issues with hitting the firewall. So the quickest and easiest way I thought about getting this motor out was just dropping the engine cradle. And that's what we're going to do. So we got a few bolts around here. And once we're ready to drop that, we're going to get some blocks in the jack. Or maybe even the crane. And just hold the motor there. Engine cradle. And we also got to remove our driver suspension. And we'll be ready to drop the subframe. Alright boys, so we got the left suspension off the engine cradle, and I did forget to get this ball joint out of the knuckle before I took it completely off, so we're just going to let that soak in some PB Blaster and we'll get that off later. I just want to completely get it out of the way. We didn't have any trouble with our bolts on the engine cradle, so we've got those broke loose, and the plan here is to lower the car, get it closer to the ground, and get some wood blocks with the jack and get the tension off the engine cradle. Drop the engine cradle and just pick the car up. So under here everything is nice and loose. We've got a few more wires to unplug once we could get some room up by the firewall. But on the transmission part, everything is off and it's ready to drop down. Let's go ahead and see the plan in action. So we got our engine cradle off, and as you can see, this is the problem we were having with our engine mounts. Those studs are pretty long and we couldn't get the motor high enough to clear past that. But if you look on the right side, you can see that this engine mount is tweaked a little bit. This is the left side and it's nice and straight, and that's the one that came out no problem. So now we got the motor sitting on blocks, and we have raised the car just a little bit to give us some room right here next to the firewall. So we're just gonna figure the wiring harness out, get everything unplugged, and get this motor out. Go up some more. I don't know if it's gonna get it with the transmission. Probably should just run a chain from back there to the back. Pull it. Check it out, boys. We got the LS motor on out. Check out how big this thing is. It's a monster. I can't believe it fits in this itty bitty shell. That's awesome though. Everything in the engine bay is nice and open now. It's gonna make it a whole lot easier working with the framework. Alright boys, that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. We made a lot of progress on the RX7. In the next video, we will be getting the car back on the frame to start our framework. I did get a quarter panel on order. If you wanna see this car get rebuilt, be sure to like and subscribe. Ring that bell so you don't miss out on anything. Thank you guys for all the love and support, and I'll catch you very soon.